What's going on, everybody? It's Seth, and I wanted to give you some insight upon my life, some trials and tribulations that I had to go through, and, just to give you some information and get to know me a little bit better, learn my story, and, build from that. So let's get into it. So I grew up in New York my whole life, and it wasn't too bad growing up from the ages of, birth all the way till about 5. You would have different people in the neighborhood. You have your friends. It was mainly about just surviving and just having fun. Going out with your friends, riding bikes, playing tag, playing a little bit of basketball, doing whatever you wanted to do. Growing up, I had my mom, my dad, and my sister. And at the age of, 4, 5 years old, you would have times where things were good and you would have good clothes on your back. You would have a refrigerator filled with food and, you would have some money in your pocket in certain months. But then there would be other months where, you might have some rundown clothes from playing and not be able to get any new clothes, or it wouldn't be any food in the refrigerator and you would have to ask mom for something or go to the store and, survive off whatever they had at the store. It wasn't always a cooked meal there for you or a dedicated eating schedule. Some days you had to just go with the flow. There was times where, we would celebrate Christmas, it'd be gifts, or it would be birthdays. It would be just everything sometimes. By the age of 7 years old, things took a turn. And that childhood apartment that we lived in, we didn't live there anymore. We went from having the latest and greatest to living from house to house, staying with family members, relatives, and even sleeping in motel rooms and hotel rooms. It's life. Things happen. And I could never knock, my mom or my family members for any of the decisions and things that happen. So at 7 years old, I'm either riding my bike to school or taking the bus. And I would come back home and not really have the home that I used to have. Might be sleeping on a hotel bed. Things will only get better eventually, but these are the circumstances and the situation that I was put in. My mom would do her best. There would be times at family events, we went to like a all-you-can-eat buffet, and instead of us having to eat junk food and stuff later, my mom took some to-go containers and put some of the buffet food in the to-go containers, and we had something extra to eat. So I'm 8 years old, right? We ended up getting a new apartment. And, this apartment was in a decent neighborhood. I had friends. I would go over to my friend's house. We would sit around, play video games. We would go out, do stuff, play in the backyard, play basketball, whatever the case may be. And one day, I go outside. I ride my bike, go over to their house, and all the kids is outside. And I'm outside. And for some reason, there was a van that was kind of all beat up. And they decided to, throw some rocks at it. I'm just watching, whatever. And there was a canister of paint. And some kids ended up taking the canister of paint and throwing it on the car. So next thing you know, the police show up. And They're asking the parents, they're asking the kids, hey, what happened? Who damaged this vehicle? Who did this to this vehicle? And since everybody was there and they had their friends and everybody was all clicked up and I was kind of the scapegoat, they said, hey, yeah, he did it. I did it. I didn't do any of that. But it is what it is. I can't knock their decision for blaming me and blaming something on me that I know that I didn't do. You know? Took it with a grain of salt. So the cops came up to me. They asked me, did I do it? I said no. And they took me to my house to, you know, talk to my mom about the situation and, you know, get her outside and actually inform her about it. We ended up getting to my house and my mom wasn't there. So, cops didn't do nothing about it, you know. Hey, it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So they're like, hey, I'm gonna let it go. Stay in the house until your mom gets back. And, you know, go from there. You know, my mom or my sister wasn't there at the moment. And, you know, me being a kid, I'm 8 years old, I'm like, forget what this cop is saying. I'm gonna go back outside. So, get on my bike, ride on my bike, and I end up going to another friend's house. I'm like, forget these guys, not rocking with them no more. Just blame me for something that I didn't do. Okay. Go over to my other friend's house. We're over there chilling, playing the video game, playing it till late at night. Late is about 8:30 going to 9 o'clock, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready to go home. So, get on my bike, start riding it back home. On my way back home, I see the same cops that took me home the first time, just now. And the first thing he asked me is like, hey, is your mom home? I'm like, I don't know. I'm on my way over there now. And when I go over there, cops come with me there. And when we get to the house, hey, she wasn't there. She probably could have been on her way, but they didn't want to hear that. She just wasn't there. So, he took me in. Now I'm sitting there in the police station. Sitting there. Didn't have a phone number, nobody to contact really. So, what are they gonna do? Just hold me in there, an 8-year-old in there? Nah. They ended up, you know, putting me into a home for a little second. Trying to find my mom. So, next day, go to a whole completely different house, right? And, you know, it's me in there, and, you know, it's gonna be my stepbrothers and everything that's in there, right? And it got to about, I would say, the second or third day, I'm just sitting there in bed. I'm like, damn. Started crying. I'm like, where's my mom at? You know what I mean? It all just hit me right then and there. So I was in this household for about, I would say maybe a week or two before I actually seen my mom again. Got a visit and everything. Seen her. And, that was that. And I constantly visited my mother. It never was the same as when I was younger, We still have a relationship to this day. But, yeah. I had to grow up faster. I had to become a man faster. So, next thing you know, 9 years old hits, 10-year-old hits, right? And I'm becoming older. I'm hanging around more people, Now I'm around my brothers. Now I'm outside every day. I'm outside, I'm getting into stuff. And whatever that might be, I'm getting into it. So now, whether it's breaking into something, taking something, doing something that I probably shouldn't have been doing, I was doing it. And everybody around me was doing it. And that's just how we was living. We was doing anything we had to do to survive because we were too young to even work. So what were we going to do? Looking back on it, we could have been different kids, got on certain things, got on whether it's a paper route or doing certain things, shoveling, mowing lawns, whatever the case may be. But we didn't make that decision. We chose a different route. You would have those times where you would do something wrong and you would get caught up by the police and you have them handcuffs behind your back at a very young age. You talking 12 years old, handcuffs behind your back. Getting brought in over and over again. And then eventually, you don't have that situation happening, right? But you move into different lanes. You're not taking, you're not stealing. What do you move into? You move into the drug game. So mind you, you're still in school at this point. You're 13, going on 14, and you've experienced stuff. You went out, had fun, go to parties. You living life, You're doing everything that all the kids in your neighborhood is doing. You're getting into fights. You're fighting every day. You're having problems with people. You got people that's there with you. You got other people that's protecting you. You got certain people that's there trying to harm you. But now, you're moving on. And you're moving solo now. You're dabbling into different drugs and stuff like that, right? You're making a little money. It's not much, but it's something. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Because, yeah, you could be getting certain things from your family, but your family might give you the bare minimum of things that you need to just survive. You might need more in certain circumstances. Not justifying it, but that's the certain circumstances that you seen yourself in and you didn't see another way out of those. So you start selling drugs or whatever, making a little money, 14, 15. Now when you hit about 16, you really got some real money. You coming to school, you might have more money than the teachers at certain points. You're making it, you're doing it. So, you're moving different. You're dressing nice. Your energy is different. Next thing you know, you gotta make a decision. You is the school thing the best route for me right now? What do I do? So, I still was going to school, but I was more in the life of other things. So I started to pursue that more. And I was pursuing it and pursuing it and pursuing it over and over and over. And next thing you know, I'm 17 and I'm good. Good. You know, I'm better than a lot of people my age. Everybody my age might be trying to get a job at the local grocery store, and I'm good. So one day, right, I had nothing in my house, right? There was nothing there, but cops came in and I wasn't there, you know, I wasn't there. Nothing was there. I was gone. I'm hearing about it. Cops come at the age of 17, about 17, 18, right? Cops come in, boom. They said they was looking for somebody. Right? Okay. That's what they said, right? Coming through every door, looking for somebody. They don't find that person that they were looking for. So they leave. And then when I get back, I hear about this information. And then on top of that information, the person that, you know, I was personally dealing with, they ended up moving away. So, you know, still was talking to them afterwards and had conversations with them, but they ended up moving away, and, you know, it was up to me whether I was to go deeper and get deeper involved into it, get deeper involved into the game and, you know, put my life more at risk, or I would just say, hey, whatever happened, happened, and I'm going to just end it right there. And what did I choose to do? I had this path on the left. I had this path on the right. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just end it right now. And I never touched it again. And after that, I tried to do certain other businesses. And then I just came to a point where I went and got a job, you know, started working in a kitchen, and I was doing some prep cooking and just all around work throughout the kitchen, right? And I enjoyed it. It was more peaceful. Going out, having conversations with people, talking, and, you know, actually contributing. Actually felt good sometimes. And then I started to get other jobs, you know, started to work at different companies. I also started to work at a catering company. Eventually, we get into a point. Next thing you know, COVID happens. Boom. Everything's on lockdown. I'm working for a catering company. So the company that I was working for was designed to hand out certain meals and platters and everything to people, and couldn't do that anymore. So, you know, had to take some time off. Taking time off, and I'm just thinking, like, what do I do? And so, yeah, COVID happened, and then I had to, you know, make a decision on what I needed to do. So, talked to some people, talked to like some of my friends and stuff like that. And next thing you know, they had their own, you know, ideas on what they wanted to do. A lot of people, even during the pandemic, they were still going outside having fun because they thought that this was a time to just have fun, I guess, for certain people. So that's what they were doing. And, you know, I took that time to really focus up and really, you know, get my mind right, get my mental right. Making money and being out with friends and everything. Everybody was having fun throughout the years and everything. But I made one thing that I wanted to do, right? Made one thing clear. I was like, yo, I wanted to buy my first house and everything. So, you know, time goes by and, you know, I'm having fun. I'm saving my money and everything like that. And, you know, I'm investing, I'm doing certain things. And I get to a point where I'm able to buy my first property, and I bought it. It was a nice fixer-upper. It needed a little bit of work, but I said, hey, if I couldn't do it, I couldn't do anything. So, get the property, get in it, bought it outright, and I ended up fixing it up. It needed some new sheetrock, it needed new things in it, new appliances, needed a new coat of paint. I put in that work and did that. And it was very fulfilling. It was very, satisfying to be like, yeah, this is something that I created. This is something that I made. I've ended up getting the dream car that I wanted and getting some of these materialistic things. Got a few different dream cars that I wanted. Ended up having a daughter, and that was like one of the most amazing experiences of my life, to go through that whole journey and to create life. It was amazing. And I got to a point where it still felt like it was something missing. Next thing you know, I had that awakening, and life has been different ever since. I'm gonna leave you with this. Whatever struggles that you had, whatever things you had going on in your life, you'll get through it. I'm a living testament to that. And I want to let you know that, I believe in you. And you're going to do great things. I appreciate all of you for being here and hearing my story. It was great sharing with you. And I'm here to do more and do better. So, without further ado, I'm going to see y'all later.